Welcome to Unigold's presentation or summary presentation. I'll take a few minutes. My name is Joe Hamilton. I'm the CEO and the chairman of the company. I'll spend a bit of time just going through a broad overview of the company. There's more detail, obviously, but this is a little introduction and summary. Unigold trades on the Toronto Stock Exchange under the symbol UGD, and we are primarily in the Caribbean. Some of the things I'll be saying in this presentation form forward-looking statements. Those can change at any time. I'll leave it to you to read through this page. Unigold has been operating in the Dominican Republic for approximately 20 years. We currently have stated resources of 2 million ounces at about 1.6 grams of gold per ton at our NIETA project in the Dominican Republic. We've drilled over 120,000 meters to date. One of the things that we discovered in 2016 through today is some higher grade mineralization within about a 3-kilometer strike length. We've identified 3 high grade chutes, which we've continued to drill out over the last 3 or 4 years. We're rather comfortable that the resource that we have can be increased in terms of both quantity and in quality by allowing higher grades and more tons. And certainly some of the drill intersections we've put out in the last few months have shown that the grades seem to be increasing as we drill further to depth. We're fully funded. We have over $6 million in cash at this point in time. We'll be starting drilling shortly, either towards the end of August, early September. We'll mobilize 2 more drills to the country in September. That'll give us a total of 4 drills that'll be turning, we expect, by the end of September. And we'll be looking at a 15,000 meter drill program, plus further metallurgical testing as well as economic studies between now and the end of the year. Unigold, in the Dominican Republic, we have low operating costs. We own 2 drills. As I said, we've ordered 2 more, so we'll own 4 drills. Our all-in operating cost for drilling is approximately $125 Canadian per meter. That includes geological support as well as sampling. Primarily because we use predominantly Dominican Republic employees. They have an excellent safety record. We've got a relatively low burn rate corporately. If we're not drilling, it's less than $150,000 a month. As I said, our local workforce is over 98% local hire rate. We've got strong community support and relatively high productivity when we're drilling. So we expect that between now and the end of the year, we should be able to easily complete our 15,000 meter program of resource definition drilling. A quick note on the capital structure. We just completed a financing at the end of June of 2020. We currently have about 125 million shares outstanding. There's about 2 million warrants, broker warrants, and some warrants from previous financing, as well as warrants from the last financing. So we have approximately 25 million warrants outstanding in addition to the 125 million shares. If those warrants were exercised all at once, they would bring in about $6 million. You can see our share price chart. We've had some appreciation over the last 3 or 4 months as the story starts to get well known in the marketplace. Our objectives for 2020, we have a small oxide resource that's close to surface. We wish to develop that and complete sufficient drilling to define an M&I resource. We've done that. We will have a resource statement coming out on the oxide portion of the deposit shortly. We're guiding towards 120 to 125,000 ounces in all categories for that resource study. That resource study will be used to complete an economic study, which we expect to deliver by the end of the year on the oxides that should be relatively low capital. We're expecting production of about 30 to 40,000 ounces a year over a 3-year period. This is at surface, easily leachable, low strip pit, most likely. All of that will come out between now and the end of the year. The real win at this deposit, however, is the underlying sulfide resource. We are doing drilling to move some of that into a measured and indicated category. We're also completing metallurgical studies. Phase 1 metallurgical studies were completed in the first half of this year. We'll complete phase 2 in the second half of the year, which should end with a process design and a flow sheet. We want to be able to do some geotechnical work as well, but what we're targeting is about 1.5 to 2 million ounces of gold in all categories at a 3-gram cutoff by the end of the year. And of course, we'll carry on with our CSR programs in country to keep the community apprised of what we're doing. The Neita Concession is in the Dominican Republic. It's about 20,000 hectares. We spent all of our time in the lower corner on the Candelones deposit. However, there are other areas that are exploration proven and drill ready at this point. We'll turn our attention to those next year as we start going through further exploration. To give you an idea of what the historic resources look like, there's the oxide resource. Previously, it was about 110,000 ounces at about a gram. As I said, we'll be updating that shortly. In 2015, we put out a resource estimate on the sulfide part of the deposit using underground access. That was about 900,000 ounces at about 5 grams at a $1,200 gold price. In 2016, we started more drilling. We identified epithermal overprints of the mineralization, and we carried on drilling through 2016 to today. None of the drilling that we've done from 2016 to today is included in the sulfide resource statement from 2015, obviously. And we don't expect to update that underground sulfide resource estimate until the end of this year after we complete this round of drilling. To give you an idea of what the deposits look like, we've got, this is the yellow is the oxide at surface, it's tropical weathering oxide. The blue stipple is a disseminated style of mineralization, but the high-grade epithermal feeder systems are shown in red. And these are the ones that we've been concentrating on for the last 4 or 5 years. To give you an idea of what those targets look like at some of the intersections, these are intersections that came from 2016 to 2020. None are included in the resource estimates that are out at this point. But target A, we seem to be getting some fairly broad intercepts, 30 meters at 9 grams, 24 meters at 5 grams, predominantly copper gold. Target B is another epithermal feeder where we start seeing zinc and silver come into the mix. This is also 20 to 25 meters of consistent mineralization. Target C, slightly higher grade than the other two with higher silver as well. And once again, this is 10 meters at 12 grams and half an ounce of silver seems to be the type of targets. Between those 3 feeders, it's about 1.5 kilometers of strike extent. To give you an idea of what the distribution looks like on our drill intercepts, target A, target B, and target C are shown in red. Over to the left of this slide, there's another area that we will be exploring shortly. There's only 2 drill holes in there, although 9 meters at 10 grams and 11 meters at almost 6 grams of the similar style of epithermal mineralization leads us to believe that we'll find a 4th feeder in here as well as we go through the piece. So as far as Unigold's concerned, in summary, we're well financed. We're carrying on with our exploration. We'll be doing a 15,000 meter drill program between now and the end of the year. And we expect to update our resources by the end of the year, as well as finish economic studies on the oxide portion of the deposit. If you have any questions, you can contact Unigold. The email address is on this slide, as well as a telephone number. Thank you very much for listening. Once again, I'm Joe Hamilton. I'm the chairman and the CEO, and that was a Unigold summary.